Hi friends, today we will discuss about the topic the rise of Islam in Greece, its growth, impact and history. Greece, known historically as the cradle of Western civilization and the birthplace of democracy, philosophy, and classical arts, has long been shaped by its dominant Orthodox Christian tradition. Yet, in recent decades, a quiet but steady change has been unfolding within the country's social and religious landscape, the rise of Islam. This phenomenon, while subtle in contrast to larger Muslim movements in Western Europe, has gained increasing attention due to immigration, conversion, refugee flows, political discourse, and the evolving identity of Greek society. The rise of Islam in Greece is a multifaceted topic that intertwines history, geopolitics, socio-economics, and religious dynamics. The origins of Islam in the region stretch back centuries, beginning with the expansion of the Ottoman Empire into Greek territories in the 14th and 15th centuries. For nearly 400 years, Greece was under Ottoman rule, and during this time, Islam established a long-standing presence. Many mosques were built, and Muslim communities flourished, especially in Macedonia, Thrace, Crete, and the Peloponnese. However, with Greek independence in 1821 and the formation of a modern Greek state, the Orthodox Church became central to national identity, and Islam gradually receded from public life in many areas. Nevertheless, the legacy of Muslim influence remained embedded in architecture, language, cuisine, and even place names. Despite its historical roots, the contemporary rise of Islam in Greece is primarily tied to three interlinked factors: immigration, the refugee crisis, and conversions. Starting in the 1990s, Greece began receiving significant numbers of immigrants from Muslim-majority countries, including Albania, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Iraq, Syria, and Egypt. These migrants came seeking better economic opportunities, fleeing war, or escaping persecution. Over time, this influx of Muslims altered the demographics of urban centers such as Athens and Thessaloniki, where visible Muslim communities began to emerge. Despite facing numerous obstacles, including legal restrictions and social hostility, many of these communities organized prayer spaces, cultural centers, and informal schools to preserve their faith and educate their children. The 2015 refugee crisis marked a major turning point. As conflict erupted in Syria and other parts of the Middle East, Greece became one of the primary entry points into Europe for displaced people. Hundreds of thousands of refugees crossed the Aegean Sea from Turkey, landing on Greek islands like Lesbos, Kos, and Chios before traveling northward. While many continued on to Germany or Scandinavia, a substantial number remained in Greece, either by choice or due to border closures further along the migration route. These refugees, predominantly Muslim, created new realities for Greek authorities, NGOs, and civil society organizations. The presence of large Muslim populations in refugee camps and urban settlements led to increasing visibility for Islam in public discourse. Debates emerged about how to integrate Muslims into Greek society, how to provide adequate religious accommodations, and how to ensure respect for human rights without undermining national cohesion. The government, under both conservative and leftist leaderships, was forced to respond to international pressure from the EU and human rights organizations. Eventually, a decision was made to build the first official mosque in Athens, which had been without one since Ottoman times. After decades of delays and political resistance, the mosque opened in 2020 in the Votonikos neighborhood. Though modest in size and state-funded, its opening was symbolic, a recognition that Islam was now part of Greece's contemporary identity. However, the path toward acceptance and integration has not been smooth. Islamophobia, fueled by far-right rhetoric, economic hardship, and fear of terrorism, has gained traction among segments of the Greek population. Parties such as Golden Dawn capitalized on anti-Muslim sentiments, framing Muslims as cultural invaders or threats to Greek values. This led to a series of hate crimes, mosque vandalism, and social exclusion, especially targeting visible Muslims like women in hijabs or men with traditional attire. In some neighborhoods, Muslims reported being harassed, denied housing, or discriminated against in employment. Despite these challenges, Muslim communities have shown resilience and adaptability. In cities like Athens, informal mosques continue to serve thousands of worshippers daily. These makeshift prayer rooms are often located in basements, warehouses, or apartment buildings, due to legal restrictions on constructing official religious sites. Community leaders have advocated for greater recognition and rights, working with civil society groups and interfaith organizations to foster dialogue and understanding. Moreover, a new generation of Greek-born Muslims has begun to assert a hybrid identity, proud of both their faith and their Hellenic roots. Another dimension of the rise of Islam in Greece is the growing number of Greek converts. While not large in absolute numbers, the phenomenon of native Greeks embracing Islam has drawn significant attention. These converts often describe a spiritual surge that led them to explore Islamic teachings, practices, and philosophy. Many are women who converted through marriage, but others were drawn independently by the Quran, Sufi mysticism, or exposure to Muslim friends and neighbors. Their stories challenge dominant narratives about Islam being foreign or incompatible with Greek values. Some converts have become vocal advocates for interfaith understanding, using the unique perspective to bridge gaps between communities. Education and youth culture have also played a role in shaping the trajectory of Islam in Greece. Young Muslims, many of whom were born and raised in Greece, attend Greek schools, speak the language fluently, and engage with pop culture. Yet they also face the difficult task of navigating dual identities. Questions about religious holidays, halal food in schools, dress codes, and religious education remain contentious. In response, some families have created their own supplemental education networks to teach Islamic values, Arabic, or Quranic studies. At the same time, a small but growing number of Greek schools have started offering intercultural curricula and diversity training to promote inclusion. Media portrayals of Muslims in Greece have been mixed. While mainstream outlets sometimes perpetuate stereotypes, especially in the context of global terrorism or immigration debates, there have also been efforts to present more nuanced stories. Documentaries, interviews, and community-led media projects have highlighted the contributions of Muslims in Greek society, whether as doctors, construction workers, entrepreneurs, or artists. Online platforms and social media have become vital tools for young Muslims to share their experiences, counter misinformation, and build solidarity across borders. One often overlooked yet significant aspect of Islam's presence in Greece is the officially recognized Muslim minority in Western Thrace. This group, composed of ethnic Turks, Pomaks, and Roma, has lived in the region for centuries and enjoys legal protections under the 1923 Treaty of Lausanne. They have their own mosques, religious schools, and muftis, although their rights have sometimes been a source of political tension between Greece and Turkey. The experiences of this minority differ markedly from those of immigrant Muslims, as they are deeply rooted in local history and institutions. Still, their existence underscores the complex tapestry of Islam in the Greek context. The rise of Islam in Greece also intersects with broader European trends. As countries across the continent grapple with questions of multiculturalism, integration, and secularism, Greece finds itself part of a larger conversation about the role of religion in modern democracies.